We're going to get started and we're going to welcome Dr. Stephen Soref.
Well, good morning and Boker Tov and Shalom. And I want to welcome you all to this historic meeting of the Federation. This meeting is a dream come true. What do I mean by that is that ever since I joined the board, I've had a dream that we would, the Federation, speak for all of the Jews of New Hampshire, and today we're doing it. I don't know if people are familiar with something called Reach the Beach. That's a group of 12 runners that start at Britton Woods in New Hampshire and the White Mountains and run to Hampton Beach. This is a team effort, and the team is the Federation staff, which you're going to see a lot of today, and the board, which you'll also hear a lot of today, and you, the members of the Federation. And the dream for me has always been for the Jews of New Hampshire, from Hanover to Nashua, from Bethlehem to Manchester, from Laconia to Portsmouth, and from Concord to Derry, to all be together and have one voice. And we now have that. And you can see now we are doing something rather remarkable. If you watch very carefully, we're going to go from Bedford, the Jews of Bedford, give me 1 second, to Jerusalem. We are doing that. And this is the most exciting meeting we've ever had. And I can only tell you there's some really neat surprises. Stay tuned. You're going to have a great time. And I'll bring the bagels and lots of fun. Welcome to the Federation's meeting.
Thank you, Steve. One of the great things about being able to do
Oh, wait
this.
a minute. I forgot to introduce the rabbi.
Oh, hold on. First, we're going to do Hatikva and our national anthem. So you'll introduce him in just a minute.
Thank you.
Sure. So one of the great things about being able to do this virtually is that we are able to have lots of different participants, like Steve just mentioned. And so this morning, we have Rebecca Martin, who's 9 years old, and she is singing Hatikva for us. So let me hopefully make that play.
Shehudi Homiya Ufate Misra Kadima Ayin Latia Sophia Olodapta Tikvatenu Hatikva Batnatapayim Liatam Hoski Beartenu Eretzia Yerushalayim, Eretzia Yerushalayim.
And next, the Lee family from Bedford has recorded the Star Spangled Banner for us.
Boy, if that doesn't make you cry, nothing's gonna. Anyways, I'm proud to introduce the Rabbi, Rabbi Peter Levy, who's the rabbi at Eitayim, the teacher there, and who was nice enough to marry my daughter, appreciated it, the marriage of my daughter, who is in Tel Aviv. Shalom and welcome, Rabbi Levy, for the Devar Torah.
Rabbi Levy, oh, I see that you are, as a participant, I just see that your screen is, you're not sharing your screen or your microphone. Are you able to log on? Oh, all right, Rabbi Levy, you're not muted anymore. We just can't see your screen.
Peter,
Well,
good morning. Can you hear me?
I'm more concerned about being heard than seen.
We can see you now.
Okay. Thank you, Steve, for the welcome and the greeting. In this week's Torah portion, Shoftim, we are reminded of God's continual and ongoing presence at our side during times of stress and of war. We read in Deuteronomy 20, "When you take the field against your enemy, and you see horses and chariots, forces larger than yours, have no fear of them, for Adonai your God, who brought you from the land of Egypt, is with you. Before you join battle, the priest shall come forward and address the troops. He shall say to them, 'Hear, O Israel, you are about to join battle with your enemy. Let not your courage falter. Do not be in fear or in panic or in dread of them. For it is the eternal your God who marches with you to do battle for you against your enemy, to bring you victory.'" At times it seems like our country is at war with the world, but we are also at war here at home with the coronavirus. And in many ways, the war against the virus is taking a bigger toll than the conflict with the rest of the world. So what are we to do? A lot of us are starting to feel like the movie Groundhog Day. We are sheltering and self-quarantining and spending so much time in the same loop in our house that we sometimes forget what day it really is. People with emotional and psychological challenges are not faring well. As a matter of fact, many people are not faring well. Many people are clamoring to open our schools and houses of worship, even though it would be medically imprudent to do so. And if you add to this what is shaping up to be a vicious and ugly campaign season, and also a variety of other arenas of battle, it is easy to understand why so many people are filled with fear and despair. So what is my suggestion? Our Torah portion tells us that God will select a king to rule over us with a Torah by his side, and that Torah should be scribed for him by the Levitical priests. We are reminded that that Torah should be a guide for all of us as we try to navigate the turmoil that surrounds us. And all of these decisions, guided by our Torah, should be in pursuit of one thing: justice. As it also says in our Torah portion this week, tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice you shall pursue. Justice, equal rights, and opportunities for all in that king's dominion. After all, our ultimate goal is to repair our torn and broken world, as it says in the Aleinu, L'taken olam b'malchut Shaddai, to repair the broken world under the dominion of God. And the only way that we can accomplish this goal is to work together. Just as the king and the priests needed to work together to ensure that their future was based upon the teachings of the Torah, the Federation and the synagogues need to partner with each other so as to reach out to as many people as possible. We both bring a lot to the table, and we both need to appreciate that fact. No matter how traditional or progressive or secular or observant our community may be, the hope is that all of us, Torah in hand, will enter into our promised land, our future, together. Later this week, we enter into the month of Elul, the month of introspection and reflection right before the high holidays. Let us take this opportunity to look back over what went right and what went wrong in the year that is coming to an end. Only then can we use the high holidays as a springboard into a new year of hope, faith, cooperation, and progress. Amy and I wish you all courage, health, and strength coming into this high holiday season. I know we're not finishing a book of the Torah, but we still wish you chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek, from strength to strength. We are strengthened. Thank you.
Can everybody see me? Hello. Hello, Jewish New Hampshire. Shalom Chaverim. Thank you, Rabbi Levy, for that Dvar Torah. I hope everyone had a relaxing and restful Shabbat and a happy and healthy weekend so far. I just want to take a moment to thank so much my fellow board member and chair of the annual meeting committee and his determined staff and volunteers, Dr. Steve Soref and Allison Gerton, our senior staff leader and director of our outreach and engagement here at Jewish Federation of New Hampshire, for giving us this opportunity for this incredible annual meeting in Zoom format. I'm sure you all realize how much planning went into this jam-packed and wonderful program, and for that I really thank this dedicated group of committee members and volunteers and staff members. What a wonderful program so far. I would like to take a moment, I don't want to take too much of our time away from this great program, but to zip through the highlights of this year and how proud I am of all of us. Last year, pre-pandemic, if we can remember such a time, we all met in a synagogue all together and made you a promise, amongst others. But we did promise that Holocaust education was going to be so important for our youth. And we had Kati Preston join us at our annual meeting along with Governor Sununu. And we made a promise that we would work tirelessly to allow for legislation to pass to mandate Holocaust education in our state. And now we have succeeded. HB 1135 was signed into law. And thank you to all of you who have helped and support us by calling your local government officials and helping for this to become a reality. The hard work is just going to begin now in terms of forming a group of individuals who help see this out. But the law is in place, and I'm so proud of us, and I thank you all for helping with that. I hope you have felt us with you during these trying times. The sense of community and pride and security has been our #1 priority, and the staff and the board has really been working hard, albeit remotely, to continue these efforts in the past 6 months. It hasn't been easy, but it's been met with a lot of love and compassion. One other thing I would love to highlight is how our friends outside of our Jewish community have helped us so much this year with many different tasks. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Manchester, the New Hampshire Church Council, the Anti-Defamation League, our very own group of clergy here in the state, and Kati, like I mentioned, our friend and Holocaust survivor amongst us. And namely Senator Jay Kahn, who is the spearhead of the bill. We have had a tremendous year of accomplishments, and it's thanks to far beyond the Jewish community. And so for that, I really am grateful. We saw our executive director, Melanie Zalman McDonald, leave us now 6 months ago. And of course we miss her. And we made a promise that we will fill that position. And we've been working very hard, and the committee here at the board who's been overseeing the search committee has been working so diligently. And I know Dr. Steve Soref wants me to tell you that we've got someone, but we don't just yet, but we will soon, I do promise you, and we're taking this so seriously, and it will be an incredible person who will join our team. Dina Chadowitz, I hope you can hear me right now. You are an inspiration and a motivator, and she is also our fellow board member, and she thought she retired. and she may have from her career, but she has just propelled a brand new effort in the form of a different endeavor, and has been working day in and day out tirelessly on educating our state, re-engaging the Cohen Center to become our good friend that we once were and will always be. And thank you, Dina. Julia Price, who has just retired off of our board and happens to be my very good friend as well. I want to thank her so much for working with Melanie several months ago so hard on a security grant that worked. We have received not only our PPP loans and very generous security grant money and other grant money, but so much has been thanks to our staff and board that we have been able to continue to serve you and continue to employ all of our staff members, thank God, and not at all sacrifice on our vision and our mission and our programming. Of course, it's not in person as we once wish it was, but it will be again soon. I'd like to thank Allison so much for all that she does for us. Above and beyond her role here, she lives, breathes, and lives Jewish New Hampshire, and was born into that by her mother, Elaine Sable, who I would also like to thank so much. And I won't start down that path yet because that is to come in the program. But Elaine, we love you, and Allison, we adore you. We promise that although we did make this really, really heart-wrenching decision to close the Jewish Federation preschool, we promise that this is our year to work on a very comprehensive plan on how we will address early childhood education and early childhood engagement in our community across our state, because I'm sure we all agree that that is paramount and crucial. Tracy Richmond, our fellow board member, also my dear friend, also the co-chair of campaign, but in this moment, the woman who brought Jewish Federation of New Hampshire momentum, I'm sorry. This is a group that is going to give an opportunity for Jewish mothers to travel to Israel, ... one day. It was supposed to happen this fall, but it will happen. And Tracy, thank you so much for your drive and your leadership and for pushing this program through. I will also maintain the confidentiality request of another Jewish family in New Hampshire who has helped propagate that program and support it. You know who you are. Kol hakavod to you, and without you, so much in our state could not be done. We said goodbye to Noam, although we'll see her later. And we said hello to Avia. Our Shlicha program is so important and vital to our success as Jewish Federation of New Hampshire. Anyone and everyone who's sat in an opportunity in a program, be it in person or in a Zoom with Avia, has realized how compassionate she is, how passionate she is, how motivated and excited. And Bruchim Habaim, and welcome back home, Avia. She just visited her home, Israel, and is back healthy and safe, and we're grateful to have her back. Thank you to Norm Kushner and his leadership of the foundation. We were able to secure some grant money to support anyone in our community who needed COVID relief. And although this is obviously, meant to be private and confidential, there have definitely been individuals who we've been able to help and hope to continue to help. And for that, we are so grateful and thankful. I am so proud to be sitting on this board and in these rooms and Zooms with all these committee members and board members and our small staff. I don't want to start crying, so I'm going to stop. But I'm really proud of us and our state, and I look forward to this coming year, and I certainly hope that everyone maintains their health and positivity and vision, and we will get past this. I'd like to take this opportunity now to close and to turn the mic over to my vice chair, not my vice chair, your vice chair of the Jewish Federation of New Hampshire, co-chair with Judith Jolton and Tracy Richmond of the campaign committee, and also my dear friend, Ken Litbeck.
Thank you, Sarit, for the introduction. I just want to put an accolade in. A lot of these things that we are doing could not have been done without your strong leadership. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to announce that the campaign for the year just ending reached $245,000 against a budget of $240,000 and representing a 10.5% increase over the previous year. I want to thank Harry Schlepper, Tracy Richmond, and Judith Jolton for their hard work in helping us reach this goal, and it could not have been done without the help and support of our wonderful staff, Cheryl and Allison. I'm also very grateful to Tracy for agreeing to help co-chair the committee this year, along with myself and one of the most committed workers I know, my friend and late night caller, Judith Jolton. In an effort to expand that statewide campaign, David Goldstone from Bethlehem has agreed to serve on the committee, as well as Jay Madnick from Derry. Thank you both. It's wonderful to serve on a board where every member not only works hard, but where 100% of them have committed to support the board's campaign. And again, your board has shown their support by making their pledges before this meeting, and many with significant increases. Thank you so much. This is supposed to be the kickoff of the campaign, but we're already reached $32,000 in pledges, which is amazing, representing 12% of our actual budget. Speaking of pledges, there's a link in the chat room. If you haven't made one, if you want to make another one, take a second, click on the link and make a pledge. We all have many things in our lives to admire and to be thankful for. Our families, our accomplishments, our commitment to Judaism and Israel, plus all the work we do to keep the Jewish church burning. However, this is an uphill battle. I recently read a report in the Pew Foundation, from the Pew Foundation, with the headline, "Will your children be Jewish? Will your grandchildren be Jewish?" The report concludes, except for Orthodox, the chance of American Jews having Jewish grandchildren and great-grandchildren is becoming increasingly remote. This tells us we must instill Jewish meaning to our children and our grandchildren. That might help reverse this trend. Your federation and our synagogues are accomplishing this with many of their programs. What ignites us to commit, to work, to donate to organizations like ours? For me, it's many things. Israel, remembering the 6 million that perished, helping our seniors, our amazing film festival, programming for the younger generation, and on and on and on. And I hope one day our federation will be viable enough to step up to the plate and make a financial contribution to Israel, as do most of the Jewish federations of North America. But lately, my real concern is the worldwide spread of anti-Semitism. Last year, I read an article in the Times of Israel. It was regarding a swimming pool where a sign was posted. And let me read it to you. To our Jewish guests, please take a shower before and after using our pool. If you break the rules, I am forced to close the pool to you. Not all guests, just Jewish guests, and showers, no less. In this month's Reporter, there was an article about hashtag Jewish privilege, a new anti-Semitic Twitter account claiming Jews are privileged. Marianne Williamson, the former Democratic presidential candidate, who I had no idea was Jewish, received many anti-Semitic tweets from people she considered close friends, telling them how anti-Semitic they are. When she replied to some of these tweets, she was told, Jews should be quiet or else. Then there was the TV producer, David Simon, who replied in hashtag privileged Jews. My Jewish privilege is the garden variety type. 11 dead relatives in Auschwitz. Yes, the garden variety type of privilege. And recently there was an article in a Canadian newspaper, Canada, blaming Jews for the Holocaust. Blaming Jews for the pandemic. My friends, the day we are forced to be quiet is the day that it's all over. Thanks to Dina, our strong and hardworking committee chair, a lot of the local and worldwide anti-Semitic incidents have been brought to our attention, and many have been acted upon. As Sarit mentioned, Katit and Dina were instrumental in getting the Holocaust bill passed. When we heard the beautiful voice singing Hatikva this morning, I want to remind you of the first sentence, or the first stanza. It says, as long as within our hearts, the Jewish song sings. As we begin our new campaign, Keep these thoughts in mind. Please think about increasing your pledge over last year. Nothing can be done without your help. Personally, I want to thank you for your commitment to helping our Federation drive forward in the years ahead. In a minute, you will see a year in review video, which shows all the many things you've accomplished in some very unusual times. Thank you. Stay healthy. I'm Yisrael Chai. Allison.
Thank you, Ken. And we, with the help of Russell Wolf from Russell Wolf Productions, has helped us put together a few videos. So fingers crossed this works for me. But this is the first video that we have for you today, and it's just a year in review, a recap of all of the amazing things that we have done during this past year. Oh no, did you get kicked? Everyone's gone. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let's try this again. I'm so sorry. Bear with me just a moment. I'm so sorry about that. Let me try that one more time. This is the joys of technology. Bear with me. Let's see if we can get this to play again. Okay, so now as my heart begins to settle down after that moment of panic, it is my turn to present to you. So good morning, everyone. As you all know now, my name is Allison Gerton, and I am the Director of Outreach and Engagement for the Jewish Federation of New Hampshire. Being part of the Federation is a responsibility that I take very seriously. I have grown up in this community. I have seen its many changes, and while there is always work that can be done, I am proud of our Federation today. This is an organization that has left such a positive impact on my childhood. I work hard every day to ensure a strong Jewish New Hampshire continues for my son and the entire Jewish community for generations to come. And so this morning, it is my privilege to recap this unique past year and share what you can expect this coming year. This past year was unlike any we have ever experienced. Since we gathered together last at our 2019 annual meeting, we have settled into our new home in Bedford and been able to welcome the community into a space where we can gather together to meet, socialize, and learn. Our office has bustled with life as we welcomed activities like mahjong, luncheons, and speakers through our doors. We've gotten to know Avia, our wonderful shlicha, who has brought her own enthusiasm and talent to our community, sharing her love of art and Israel throughout the state. PJ Library serves over 450 children around New Hampshire, providing programs and resources to families raising young children. And as Sarit said, we have partnered with Momentum, that is giving 10 mothers from New Hampshire the opportunity to travel to Israel and spend a year together learning. We have also created wonderful collaborations with both ADL New England and the Cohen Center for Holocaust and Genocide Studies. These collaborations have educated and empowered both students and adults in the fight against anti-Semitism. After 32 years, the board made the difficult decision to close our preschool. For those of you who don't know, my mother was the director of the Jewish Federation Preschool for all of those 32 years. It was her hard work and dedication to both the Federation and to the preschool that shaped my love of our Jewish community and my work ethic. And although it has been sad to see the program end, I know we will continue to work to provide opportunities to preschool-age children and their families. But I cannot avoid the reason we are gathering today virtually. When our doors closed in March, our work did not stop. Our foundation immediately sprang into action, releasing funds in order to help those in the community directly affected by the COVID crisis. Funds are still available, so please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you are in need of assistance. Your request will be kept completely confidential. And although we had to rethink how we do things, our programming continues. And thanks to Zoom, we have been able to reach all corners of New Hampshire. Pat Kalick, Ross Fishbein, and their entire film festival committee were able to turn an always successful New Hampshire Jewish Film Festival into an equally successful virtual festival you can enjoy right from the comfort of your couch. PJ Library has offered game nights that allow children from all over New Hampshire to gather together at one time and enjoy the games. We have delivered gift packages around the state for children and senior citizens. Our Shlicha has presented engaging programs, both on her own and with a cohort of other Shlichim through a group called Life Online. If you have not had a chance to attend a program, please reach out to Avia for more information. With things in the world still so uncertain, there are many things I can't predict for the coming year. But here is what I do know. Thanks to the work of past Executive Director Melanie Zalman McDonald, we have received a security grant that will allow us to further secure our building and provide security training to our community. Avia will continue to bring Israel to New Hampshire and engaging learning opportunities. PJ Library will find new and unique ways to provide experiences to families. And although the Momentum trip to Israel has been postponed, these mothers will only have an opportunity to deepen their friendship and increase their opportunities to learn this year. The Film Festival Committee has already begun their work to create a spring festival. As many of you know, on July 23rd, Governor Sununu signed into law HB 1135, which makes the study of Holocaust and genocide studies mandatory in New Hampshire's public schools. In support of this, JFNH has partnered again with the ADL and will be offering the State of Hate program to students in both middle and high school. And we will also be working to provide resources and programming to New Hampshire's teachers and parents. Although our physical doors continue to remain closed for the time being, please know JFNH will continue to be here. Don't hesitate to call or email us if you ever have a question, concern, suggestion, or just need a friendly voice. The Jewish Federation of New Hampshire is your federation, and we are here for you. Thank you so much. And so now, if you bear with me just a moment, I'm going to bring Judith Jolton on, who will present the governance duties. Judith, I see that you're now a panelist. You've just muted, so I'm going to try to unmute you. Or if you could unmute yourself. Oh, okay. So you should be able to talk now, Judith. I just can't see your beautiful face.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending the annual meeting. I first want to thank Sarit for all of her hard work this year and all to the board of directors. And a special thank you to Allison for all she has done. She's picked up the pieces and mended them together so well. The governance committee has been hard at work this year with the help of Jeff Crocker, Ross Fishbein, Dina Chatowitz, Pat Kalick, and Rachel Kirshen. I can't thank them enough because so many hours went into their work. This year we have for a 3-year term, David Goldstone, and a new nominee is Carrie Ann Hansen from Dover. So we're very excited to have them as our new board members. David is continuing. Our bylaws this year were sent to everyone, and they have already been voted upon, as well as the board nominees were voted on and accepted. And now there were 3 changes in the bylaws, and they have also been voted on and unanimously accepted. I want to thank and wish a farewell to Rachel and to Julia for the hard work that they have done. It has been wonderful to see them hard at work with Pat and Steve also. They have done a wonderful job. Each one of them has stepped up to their own capacity and done what they love the best. We will miss you all. We know that you will continue with Federation for many years to come, and we look forward to your expertise always at Federation. Thank you, and it's been my privilege to serve as chairman of the Governance Committee, and I look forward to seeing all of you real soon. Now I would like to introduce to you Harry Schleppler, the Jewish Federation Treasurer, and for the financial report.
Unfortunately, Harry had something personal come up and was unable to join the call today, but he did record a video for us.
This is Harry Schleppler. I'm the treasurer of JFNH, and I want to give you a quick summary of last year and this year and how our financial position is at the current
Not again.
time. Last year was a very difficult year. As you know, the COVID virus prevented us from doing our normal Jewish film festival, where we use theaters and have people come to watch very interesting Jewish films. So this year, what normally was a big moneymaker for us was very disappointing in that we had spent money to put on programs in the theaters, and yet that couldn't happen, and our revenue was much less than what we had anticipated. So that was kind of a downer for last year. The other was that we had had a very successful Sheer Jazz the year before, which we were planning to repeat with Noam Wolf, who was our shlichah last year. She was coming back to do some jazz singing, and we were going to gather in a group. And last year it was a big money maker for us with a silent auction. And unfortunately, we were unable to do that this year. So our revenue was really quite a bit off from what we had anticipated. We were saved by the bell by the federal government's PPP loan program, which really is a loan forgiveness program. And we received north of $72,000 from the federal government to make up for our payroll and some of our expenses. So that essentially gave us a balanced budget for last year, and which we were very happy about. This year, unbelievably, the state of New Hampshire gave us a $47,000 grant to be spent on any expenses that we incur, and adding that to our programming and the lack of revenue that we anticipated, it actually, again, gives us a pretty much balanced budget. Now, the one other item that was wonderful is we received a $50,000 grant from the federal government for security. Now, Melanie McDonald, before she left, filed a grant proposal and specifically listed the things that we would use the grant money for. So unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, the $50,000 is completely spoken for. We can't just add it to the general revenue, but we have to dole out that money for specific things that we asked for in our grant proposal. However, with the $47,000 state aid, it looks like we're going to come in with a balanced budget again this year. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't need everyone to step up to the plate in annual campaign time and give as much as they can. But things look very good because of how the governments, both state and federal, have helped us out. Thank you very much, and I hope to be on the Zoom call very soon.
Thank you, Harry. All right, let's hope for the best. I have two videos coming up next. The first, board member Deb DePass is speaking on preschool. And then hopefully, if that goes smoothly, we have a great video that Russell will put together for us.
Hello, my name is Debbie DePass. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of JFNH, and I also had the great fortune to send my children to the Jewish Federation Preschool. I wanted to speak today to honor the Jewish Federation Preschool and celebrate the amazing impact that it had on our community for an astounding 32 years, and to thank the wonderful staff that made it so special. But honestly, it is really hard to find the words that will do justice to how much we appreciate all of the hard work Elaine Sable and the entire preschool staff have done, and how much they have given to this community through the years. And because 32 years is a very long time, I would like to remind our community of how it all started. Understanding the role of a Jewish preschool and its importance for establishing Jewish identity, Elaine Sable, with a small group of families, established the Jewish Federation Preschool in 1987. With Elaine as the lead teacher, one assistant teacher, and 15 3- and 4-year-olds, the group met for 3 days per week in one mixed-age classroom. Through the years, the number of preschool students grew and grew, such that there were classes for children from age 2 years old through kindergarten. The preschool had a top-notch reputation, and for many of those years, there was a waiting list for enrollment because the classes were full. Some of the children that went to the school in the early years later brought their own children back to be students at the preschool as well. This preschool was an amazing place where children could learn and grow, all with the emphasis on Jewish values, Jewish culture, and Jewish tradition. The holidays were celebrated with family participation, where parents and grandparents could join in and have fun alongside the children. And the specialness of Shabbat was felt with stories and songs and the baking of challah by every student every Friday. Each child was made to feel special. All accomplishments were celebrated. The preschool was filled with warmth and love thanks to the incredibly caring preschool teachers and staff, many of whom were teachers at the school for over a decade. They made a connection with the kids and their parents, and it was a place that truly felt like home. Jewish families in New Hampshire have forever been touched by the incredible care and kindness from the Jewish Federation Preschool. The impact on our community is so great because of all of the love they so generously gave. And so, to Elaine Sable, and to Amy Bach, Gail Cohen, Ellen Covici, Liz Ekman, Sue Gelinas, Wendy Green, Carol Greenberg, Allison Girton, Nancy Cudler, Andy Kushner, Sarah Nelson, Jen Olson, Missy Rosenberg, Mary Ellen Rothenberg, Kelly Rubin, Etta Schaefer, Paula Silver, Jane Silberberg, Liz Tack, Ariel Welch, Lori Wilson, and Cindy Zeibel, we thank you. We are so grateful for the gift you gave and the legacy you leave. We are fortunate to have been part of your family. Thank you, and we love you. Now we would like to share a video of the preschool through the years.
Okay, I'm going to hold my breath.
Somewhere over the rainbow, melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
No. Bear with me again. I'm so sorry.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue, and I see clouds of white, and the brightness of day. I like the dark, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all having patience with the technical glitches. The last part of this I just want to share with everyone is Avia created an amazing piece of art that has been framed for each of the 4 teachers from the preschool. And so as you can see it in the corner, each of their names is written in the balloon, and it really is just beautiful. And we'll make sure that each of the 4 teachers receives theirs. And so with that being said, another piece of beautiful art from Avia. Bear with me a moment. I'm going to pull her over and she is going to share with everyone a little bit about her Shem Tov art this year. Avia, I see you over here, but you were on twice. Oh, okay.
You can see me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. You can hear me well, I said? I hope so. So,
yes, we can hear you well.
Okay, great. Wow, I'm really excited to be back from my visit in Israel. And this year, the Shem Tov Award was very emotional to me, and I'm so honored to do it again. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that. So the Shem Tov Award, the good name, were created by the Jewish Federation of New Hampshire to recognize volunteers from organizations across New Hampshire who have provided outstanding service to the Jewish community. This year, each Shem Tov winner will be presented their award at the synagogue that has nominated them in front of members of congregations that has truly benefited from their efforts. The recipients below were nominated by their own respective organizations. So I want to say just a few words about the art this year. I truly feel that in the past year, the Jewish community of New Hampshire became my second home, and I wanted to create something that is from the bottom of my heart. So I created something that connects between Israel and New Hampshire. In the background of the art, there are Israeli songs by my handwriting, and I use symbols of New Hampshire and Israel in the art. I get to know you guys, and I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who welcomed me and host me, and you know, you are really so generous. And thank you also for my amazing federation, a Jewish federation that really accepted me, and thank you for your kind words. So let's read our Alison. You can, let's see. So I will name the winner this year. So Susan Appleton, Temple B'nai Israel, Laconia. Bob Bersak, Temple Adasi Shuron, Manchester. I hope I pronounced your name right, but if not, please remember I'm Israeli. Ken Cohn, Temple Israel, Manchester. Marsha Feather, Temple Beth Abraham Nashua. Judith Felsen, Bethlehem Hebrew Congregation. Elaine and Roy Ginsberg, Congregation Ahavat Achim Kin. Jack Kerp, Bethlehem Hebrew Congregation. Bonnie Kimmelman, Kol HaEmek Upper Valley Jewish Community. Audrey Knapp, Temple Beth Jacob Concord. Ken Litvek, the Jewish Federation of New Hampshire. Amy Matzen, Congregation Beitenu Amherst. Marcy McWilliams, Etz Chaim Synagogue Derry. Keith Melas, Chabad of New Hampshire, Manchester. Sandy and Elaine Roberts, Temple Israel Portsmouth.
Thank you, Avia. And now I just want to say a little bit about the Kehila Achdut, the Community Unity Award. This is the third year that we have presented this award. And it is given to an individual or group whose efforts extend beyond synagogue walls and into the broader New Hampshire Jewish community. Nominated by the JFNH board, recipients of this honor are selected for their selfless work and their desire to create a stronger Jewish New Hampshire for generations to come. This year, we are pleased to present this award to JFNH board member Dina Michael Chedowitz, Senator Jay Kahn, and Holocaust survivor Kathy Preston, all of whom worked tirelessly to make Holocaust and genocide studies mandatory in New Hampshire schools. On June 30th, HB 1135, which includes text of Senator Jay Kahn's Senate Bill 727, unanimously passed in the New Hampshire House of Representatives, and on July 23rd, headed to Governor Sununu's desk for his signature. With their help and the help of so many others, New Hampshire has become the 14th state in the country to require genocide education in public schools. And we were very lucky after Governor Sununu signed the law, he recorded a video special to New Hampshire's Jewish community.
Hey everyone, it's Governor Chris Sununu. I just want to take a moment and say what an honor it is to be here today signing House Bill 1135, which codifies the discussion and the learning of the Holocaust and genocide in our schools. It is so important. Could not have happened without the leadership of individuals like Kathy Preston, who is joining me here today. She's a Granite State treasurer, a Holocaust survivor, and so many other individuals that testified on this bill, made it a reality. We got it done here in New Hampshire. So proud.
Thank you, Governor.
And we're excited to see what comes this year. Okay, so we're going to try some videos again. Next up, Evelyn Miller, who is the chair of JFNH's Israel Engagement Education Committee, has created a video to speak on the work of our shlichah.
Hi, this is Evelyn Miller from the chairman of the Israel Education and Engagement Committee. And I've been asked to talk to you about our special Federation-sponsored Chulika program. This is a program where we bring a young Israeli over here to our community for 2 years so that we can strengthen and enhance our connection with Israel. This year we have Avia.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm not sure why we keep losing the video. I am going to try one more time to pull the screen up. I might skip the videos just so that we stop getting kicked off and share them on an e-blast later on. If you want to watch them, shoot a comment and I'll play them anyway. I just feel badly that we keep getting kicked off. So just bear with me a minute while I get it back on. I'm being told people want to see the videos, so I'm going to try this again.
Hi.
Let me move it.
This is Evelyn Miller
this
from
one.
the chairman of the Israel Education and Engagement Committee. And I've been asked to talk to you about our special Federation-sponsored Shalika program. This is a program where we bring a young Israeli over here to our community for 2 years so that we can strengthen and enhance our connection with Israel. This year we have Avia, and she has been running all over the state. She visits our 2 Jewish preschools. She goes to our 12 Hebrew schools. She does socializing with our young mensches. She runs special programs for the senior and adult programs, painting, cooking, talking about Israel, how the culture, what it's like to be in the IDF, the different kinds of Israelis. She also, you may see her at the synagogues, because she travels around to the different synagogues, and she'll go to Friday night services or Saturday services, or she just may come to your community just to socialize, visit, and just share her experience with you. And finally, she has brought the Jewish holidays another twist as to what they do in Israel, how they celebrate those, and to us. This has been a challenging year for Avia with the COVID. So in the beginning, she did lots of running around, and at the end, as we all are doing, she's gone online and presented programs with the other Shalika programs, and then are on her own. So with that said, our staff has put together a really nice little video showing you what our Shalika Avia has done for the year. So you'll see that now.
So I think at this point we can expect the video to kick us off, but I'm really fast now about getting it all back up and running. So let's get it started and see how far we get.
תרצני ותזכני ומעווני תטהרני אנא לי חמה במחול למה את מחלתי רפאייני אנא לי ברוחי מעשיך וליבי יחכה בתורתך אנא לי ברוחי מעשיך וליבי יחכה בתורתך נס יעלי עשה יעלי לעבדך יעלי נס יעלי עשה יעלי לעבדך יעלי אלי יעלי חוד עלי יעלי יעלי אלי יעלי חוד עלי יעלי יעלי ליבי יחשק לבית אלי ליבי יחשק לבית אלי נס יעלי עשה יעלי לעבדך יעלי נס יעלי עשה יעלי לעבדך יעלי.
Yes, I'm trying to see. So this video is just about over. I'm going to post it to Facebook and I'll include it in a recap on an e-blast just so we don't restart the whole thing. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, and so we are gearing down to the end of our meeting. And we have been lucky enough that Noam Wolf, our Pashlicha, has agreed to close out the show or the meeting with a song. Before she sings, I just want to point out this beautiful piece of art that's on your screen. Avia worked very hard this year as I'm going through all these slides and seeing all the artwork she created. But this is a very large piece of art that is hanging in our entryway to our building. She finished it just as she was headed off to Israel about 6 weeks ago. And so we look forward to a day when our doors reopen to the community and everyone can enjoy this piece of art. And I think I am going to pull Noam over, but then I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that you can see a full view of Noam while she's singing. So bear with me just a moment. I'm going to stop sharing the screen, so you should just be able to see. There she is. And you're just muted up.
How's everyone doing? So I'm going to, okay, it's just me now. So hello, everybody that's watching. It's so great to see and hear everything that's Avia has been doing for the past year. I'm so excited that you guys got her. I was super excited when we first met, and I think she's a perfect match. I miss you all. It was great to see all those videos and remember New Hampshire. I miss you very much, and I can't wait to come visit at some point. And so I'm just going to start and sing the song that you probably heard me singing already, but it's a good song, and I hope you can join me from your homes. ירושלים של זהב. אוויר הרים צלול כיין וריח אורני בתרדמת אילן ואבן, שבויה בחלומה. העיר אשר בדד יושבת, ובליבה חומה. ירושלים של זהב, ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. ירושלים של זהב, ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. איכה יבשו בורות המים, כיכר השוק ריקה, ואין פוקדת הר הבית בעיר העתיקה. ובמערות אשר בסלע, מייללות רוחות, ואין יורד אל ים המלח בדרך יריחו. ירושלים של זהב, ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. ירושלים של זהב, ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. חזרנו אל בורות המים, לשוק ולכיכר, שופר קורא בהר הבית בעיר העתיקה. ובמערות אשר בסלע, אלפי שמשות זורחות, נשוב נרד אל ים המלח בדרך יריחו. ירושלים של זהב, ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. ירושלים של זהב, ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. Thank you very much, everybody, for having me. I love you.
Thank you, Avia. It was so beautiful.
It's Noam, actually.
I'm sorry.
I know you forgot already.
I did. I'm sorry. It was Noam. It was beautiful, and we miss you. And I'm sorry.
Okay. I love you very much.
All right, I'm gonna bring Ken Litt back on, and he's gonna finish for us. Sorry, Noam. I love you. There he is. And you're just muted, Ken.
Okay, I'm unmuted. First of all, Noam, thank you so much for getting up 8 o'clock in the morning and singing my absolute favorite song in the entire world. Before we close, I want to remind you one more time, there's a link to donate. Please help us out and make your donation if you haven't done it yet. Allison, there's no word to describe this great job you did. One thing we can't control is Jews, and that's the internet. If it goes up and it goes down, there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing to apologize for. This was amazing job in this time that we're living in right now. The last thing is, you know, we always say next year in Jerusalem. So let's say next year in Bedford and have a real live meeting Everybody stay well. God bless. And Allison, again, top job.
Thank you to everyone who joined us this morning. And like Ken said, we hope to see you in person really soon. Have a great day.
Take care.